There you go. Hello everyone, let me just check if we are live. Yes, looks like we are live. So, this is a new series where I will be just learning Leetcode and just documenting it online. It's just for my sole learning purpose, and I'm not an influencer or whatever teaching professional. I'm just doing it for myself. So the agenda of today's not sure. I thought I'll do this offline and then maybe edit it and edit out and put it on line, but we'll just give it a try. I'll just try to solve it once again online and try to explain stuff. Without any further ado, let's get started and see how things go. So yeah, starting with the first way. Let me just clear this off. So yes, so we have got this. I hope all of this is looking good. Is it? Yes. Looks so. Reverse linked list. Yeah. Fine. I can increase my face, but yeah. Perfect. So yes, we'll start with the reverse linked list. I'm gonna start this assuming that you know the structure of the linked list and all that. Um, if you don't, linked list is a linear data structure. Uh, Linear in the sense it is arranged in a linear fashion, just like arrays, lists, and all that. So it's a linear data structure in which it has a node, and a node contains a value and a pointer that points to the next node. A node is, you can see you have written the definition and all of this. This is how they've defined the linked list. I mean link node of a linked list. So this is basic linked list. Linked list is just a chain of data. You can just see it over here. Uh, you can see this one is pointing to two, two is pointing to three. So this chain is called as a linked list. So that's a data structure. So now what the problem that we have in front of us is that we got to reverse this linked list. We have to reverse this linked list. So let's just go through the problems. 206 reverse linked list. Okay, given the head of a singly linked list, so it's a singly linked list. We have two types of linked list, singly and doubly. Doubly is where it points forward and backward as well, but singly is just that you point it in one direction, it just points in the forward direction. So that is the singly linked list. So given the head of a linked list, so you have something called as head and tail in linked list. Head is the starting point of the linked list, and the tail is the last point. How do you recognize it? Tail is pointing to null, and null is pointing to head. So I mean head, nothing else points to head. Head is the starting of the linked list. So that is just the two things that you might have to know. So you have to return the reverse list. So you see this 1 2 3 4 5, and it's like the chain is reversed. I mean, you can see this reverse, and then you have similar examples. Iteratively or recursively, could you implement both? Yeah. So that is the problem in front of us. Okay, cool. Uh, so now, how do you reverse this? So you can, the most like the basic brute force approach, you can just you can just try to put all of this data into a stack. You can start putting this value into stack. You can just push them into stack, and then later you can just pop them out, and you can just either create a new linked list or replace this data, and there you have the reverse linked list. So that is a approach. That's a brute force approach, like a very basic thing that anybody could think of. You just grab all these data, put it somewhere, and you just put it in the reverse order. But what happens here is you're going to like have increase the space complexity, and which is not a good thing, which is not an ideal thing that people would expect you to do. So let's think of another solution that will be, I mean, I'm not going to show all these brute force and all, because it's going to take a lot of time, because we are supposed to solve three problems. I'm not even like very thorough with them. I have to like think, and it might take much longer than expected. So we'll just start off. So what we can do it? How can we do it? So you just see this. These are just the these are arranged data with the links pointing towards this thing. All we have to think is to just reverse these links. If at all we can think of a way where we can reverse these links, we have a linked list that is reversed. Isn't it? Yes. Perfect. So that's what we'll be trying to go through. So, firstly, uh, how do we start? We will create a node. We'll call it as previous. We'll assign it to null. And then we'll call another node. We'll name it as current, and we will set as head. Okay. So now what you got to do is we will go through the loop while current is not equal to null. So run this loop till this current doesn't become null. So when the current reaches the tail, it is going to be null. So till then you just have to keep running the loop. While current is not equal to null, what will we be doing? So we'll create another node, list node, front is equal to current dot next. So your previous is null, your current is your head, and your current dot next is your front. So we have created this thing. So next, what are we going to do? We're going to make it as current dot next is equal to previous. Perfect. So this pointer, the pointer that is pointing, this is the current, which is nothing but head. We are just trying to not manipulate that. So current dot next is pointing to front, but we are asking it to point to previous, which is null. So it's going to point back to the previous. Current dot next will point back to previous, and we want friend dot next to point to current. Okay, so we want friend dot next to point to current. I'm not sure if I'm going in the right direction. Maybe we might be wrong. We might like sit and reanalyze the things and stuff, but let's just keep going. So yes. So front dot next will be pointing to current, and now what's happening? And you gotta move your and you're gonna make your previous will be current, and your current will become your front. And you will be returning you'll be returning the previous when it reaches the end. Yes, looks like looks like a sound thing, but I'm not sure about it. We'll just see what is it gonna return. Then we'll try to sit and analyze. Time limit exceeded. Hmm, something's wrong. Previous is equal to null, current is equal to head, current if current. Okay. We'll just go through the previously solved. Okay. Uh, what's kicking there? Yeah. So we're going to create current dot next. Yeah, everything is fine. Current dot next is equal to previous. Previous is equal to current. Current is equal to front. So you don't have this extra thing. Why did we go with it? Why did we go with it? Current dot next is previous. So that's all we should be doing. So this is going to do it, and the next time it comes back to the loop. So we don't need this line. We'll just give it a run and see. Yes. So that's iteratively going through. We'll just walk through once again because we were quite confused in between. So you're going to create a previous. You're going to create a node with the name previous, and you assign it to null, and you take another node current and you point it to head. So you have a current and you have a previous. So you go till the end of the loop, that is till the current reaches is not null. So you go till the end of the linked list, and then you're going to take another node inside the linked list, which will be called as friend, which will be the next of the head. That is initially when the first time you enter the loop, it will be the next of the head. So now what you're going to do is you are going to assign this chain, this first chain, that is current dot next, which is pointing to friend, to previous. And then what you do, you move the previous from here to here, and you move the current from here to here. And once again you come back to the loop and you check, this is your current right now. You check if your current is pointing to null. No, it is not. So you enter the loop once again, and here you assign your front. This will be your front. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this current dot next, this one, and you're going to assign it to previous. Now what is your previous? We have moved the previous in the last loop. In the last time we were in the loop, we moved the previous from the null to the head position, the head position of the first linked list, I mean the unaltered linked list. So now this is your previous, so you're going to point this one back to the previous, and you just move your previous to here, current to here, and the next time it enters the loop, the front will become this, and then you keep on doing the same till your previous, I mean till your current, you like get rid of this thing, and your previous will be this point. It will be at this point. That's where you return the previous, which is the new head, which will be the head of the reverse list. So that's how you're reversing this linked list. Let's just submit this code. Submit this code. Yes, we have submitted it. Perfect. So now that is one approach. This is going it reversing the list linked list through iterative approach. uh, the main thing that you should keep in mind is that you need 3 pointers to reverse a linked list. 3 pointers. I mean, 3 nodes. Yeah, 3 nodes, 3 pointers. Yeah, you need these 3 pointers. Sometimes people tend to confuse and just try to take 2 pointers. No, you need 3 pointer. The third pointer is to move the current to the next inside of the loop. So these are the things that you should consider. Okay. So that is an approach, and then we'll get back to the next one. That is, we are trying to recursively reverse this list. So what we're going to recursion is basically you calling the functions once again and again and again and again, and you just okay, you reverse the list. You keep calling the same function once again and again and again, and you get done whatever is required. So how do we do this? So what we are going to do right now is you have this big chain. You have this big chain of linked list. So what you're going to do is you're going to break this linked list into half, 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 half. Like you're going to like dismantle the problem into smaller sections, and you like I'm not getting the term. It's like basically when you have a very large problem, you just break down into small problem and small. It's like differentiation and integration where you small the smaller ones and then you integrate it finally. So yeah, something of that sort where you have this chain. What you do is you go on breaking this. For example, we'll take this part, this particular node, and we reverse it, and then we attach it back to the chain. We reverse this, we attach it back, we reverse this. So that's what we'll be doing. Firstly, we'll start with the base case. Let's assume if head is equal to null, or head dot next is equal to null. In that case, just return head. So does this make sense? What it means is if the linked list is empty or it just has one element, you don't have to reverse it, just return whatever it is. So we have taken care of the base case. So now let's think of a case where there is 2 nodes or 3 nodes, and then you can just do it. For example, you have this example 2, where you have a linked list which has a 2 nodes. The head is 1 and the tail is 2. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to reverse this list. How are we going to do? So firstly, what we'll be doing here is okay, let's take a node, list node, we'll call it temporary, and we'll put head on it. Okay. And then you you recursively call the same function reverse list, but here instead of taking the head, you're going to take the head dot next. Okay, Now what happens is you come through this loop where you have this head, and then you go in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make it as list node previous is equal to null. So what we'll be doing is we're going to point mm, okay, this is here. I am not able to get hold of it. We'll just go through the solution quickly. Yeah, okay, we have taken care of the base case. We need to create a, okay, this is how you do it. Okay, you create a list node, which is, you can call it whatever you want. We can call it new head or new node. Okay, new head is equal to this. Okay, perfect. It's a very simple one. I don't know why I got confused with this. Okay, so you're going to make it as a, you're going to create one more list node front, which will be head dot next. That will be this will be the same as this. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to point the front dot next to head. So we'll come back here. So you're going to point the front dot next to head, and you're going to point the head dot next to null. So earlier this was your head. So yes, sorry. Okay, earlier this was your head. So once you enter this loop, your head dot next becomes your head. It becomes your new head. So now what you're doing is front is equal to head dot next, and then you're pointing that front dot next to the head and head dot next to null. Then ultimately you return new node. I know I have not explained it properly. I'm going to return the new head. Oh, since it is a recursion, you don't have to, like, there's no loop. I don't know why I just. Okay, you're going to return a new head. Okay, but let's try to understand what is happening and what we did here. Okay, so forget about this base case. Let's start with this. You're going to recursively call this function. To this function, you're going to pass the head. The head is this, and in the new head, you have this head dot next. So this will be your new head. So now what do you do with your new head? You're going to say head dot next is equal to front, that is point which is pointing to null, and then you're gonna make your front dot next, that is this one. So yeah, this is your front. Okay, sorry, that's where I got confused. So this will be your front. So you're going to make the front dot next point to head. Head, we have not changed head anywhere. This is new head. Head is head. So we're going to point this front dot next to head, and then we're going to point the head dot next to null. There, you've done it. So the same thing, if you take it for the bigger one, what happens is, it's just that you would like recursively go thrice or 4 times or 5 times, whatever the length of the linked list is. So this will be your head. The first time you enter, this will become your head dot next, and then once again you go here. Once you come here, head dot next, it's going to point to the next one. Makes sense, because it was not, when it comes here, it is going to return the head, because head will be null. That's when it will return the head. So when it returns the head, I'm not able to explain it thoroughly, so we'll just stop the stream right now. I'll keep this private. We'll come back once again. I'll prepare thoroughly and we can do the same thing, or else I'll do it offline and I'll bring it out and edit. We'll see, because this creative thinking and all these processes will take time. Sometimes when you get stuck, it's not easy to explain things live since I'm still learning. So stop the stream right now, and then hope to see you soon.